So 2024 is a year I think we would all love to forget. I know I would. I would love to forget everything before around June, when a certain location that is so stuck in tradition that it's basically somehow one step from calling itself Massa and thinks it can charge students like it's a private school that walks you into any job door out there, kicked me to the curb. Because my $20K a year salary was hurting the bank. Fun fact, my direct supervisor got freaking double that to sit in his office 85% of the time, so, you know, crazy. I'm not mad about it, just not mad at all. I sent Merry Christmas texts to some of the coworkers there, but I still hope God sends a Sodom and Gomorrah level destruction to that place. But as much as we want to forget, we should also catalog the most pivotal events of 2024. Why? Well, because it traumatized us all, and we can sit together in a mutual screaming session like that one scene from Midsommar. Look, that weird joke took me around 2 minutes to think up. Around a minute of that was me struggling to put my lips around my Stanley Cup straw because I was running on about 3 hours of sleep for 2 days, looking like a strung out baby. So, if I could do that, then it is possible you could, at the end of this video, take less than 2 minutes to go click that subscribe button. I mean, if you did that, then I would consider you awesome, and if you don't, then I will find you and send you horrible, weird jokes just like that one. So be awesome, be amazing, and hit that subscribe button, notification bell, like, and share with someone you hate, or someone you love, depending on how you feel about this video. I'm in your relationship, and you can invite me to your wedding in 2030 so long as you all agree to provide the Fallout hazmat suits so we don't all get radiation poisoning. If this year was anything to beat, World War III was trending. But that's not likely to happen, of course. I ain't one of those doom and gloom preppers. That's crazy. But it could. There isn't a 0% chance. Murphy's Law, bitches.
Murphy's Law doesn't mean that something bad will happen. What it means is that whatever can happen will happen.
January.
January is always the month which lets us know how the year is going to be. And just hear me out. Personally, I think we all got edged real bad thanks to Biden, because he had given up on a blanket school loan wipe, but handed out about $5 billion of it that same freaking month. And because I went to a private institution, I have zero hope of ever getting mine wiped clean. Like practically every American born below the 300K a year bracket, we gotta wipe the big old pile of student loan shit ourselves with money we don't have to spend, cause for some reason pay is about 1 freaking billion points behind inflation. But we must focus on the pivotal events, and January had a big one. It wasn't the student protest, which honestly, based. Don't do what our parents and their parents did when they spent their youth getting high, fighting the man, and getting arrested for exercising their rights. Also, based. Keep the fight after your 30s, okay? Like legit. Ask your parents for photos of them pre-30 and then post-30. That's not the same fucking person. It's not. But the most pivotal event actually exists in the form of the resignation of Claudine Gay.
Ha! Gay!
Who is gay? Probably you. But I assume you mean who is Claudine Gay, Harvard's first black president. But her resignation didn't come the good old-fashioned American way of someone saying the school is in decline and it's all because they put the black person in charge, although there were some people who were making that argument. You know, the DEI argument right-wingers think makes it seem like ever since the 90s, white people don't get hired for stuff and minorities are somehow just naturally bad at every job. It's funny for 2 reasons. Most of these jobs are government jobs, and they quite literally run applications through a system that doesn't even consider someone if they do not have the required base standard for a position. But also because by their logic, does that mean white people are the cause of death and devastation before the 90s and like literally just white people alone? Which is a very strange cell phone. But Gay's resignation,
Gay!
not your gay, but her gay, is pivotal because why she had to resign in the first place. She was getting hate down the throat through the esophagus and intestines and right out the bumhole with accusations that she did not do anything to confront anti-Semitism on her college campus. A woman who was essentially tasked with ensuring the country's elite teens entered adulthood with even more eliteness was somehow not suppressing the pro-Palestinian protests. Why is this pivotal, you may ask? Simple. It was the biggest sign the government could ever give to affirm the very thing the protesters were against. America is stuck in a nipple-sucking circle with Israel so hard that we are willing to ostracize even someone as elite as the president of Harvard because she let American citizens exercise their right to freedom of speech.
February.
Once again, in my opinion, the biggest event was the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Because one, it means we get another year of Mahomes' wife acting as if she is doing the things Mahomes does, along with Patrick's brother being arrogant and cocky and a fucking horrible dancer. But everyone loves a lolcow. But also, T Swiffle was on the field of the Super Bowl. She was there. I mean, she didn't do the halftime show, but she was there. And that's huge. Real huge. I think, kinda, possibly. I don't know, I just don't want Swiftie vengeance. Okay. But the most pivotal, oh my god, event this month to the world was the death of Alexei Navalny. Now, a lot of you watching might not know who he is, and that is fair. Americans know no Russian. And the rest of the world only knows Putin, Stalin, and Lenin. But Navalny was essentially one of the last big legitimate hopes many Russians had to end the Putin regime's quote-unquote democratic reign. This guy was so big that instead of using their usual radiation-laced method to get rid of him, Putin allegedly had this guy arrested when he returned to Russia in 2021. And then he allegedly proceeded to have him executed through torture in prison. And though I say alleged, I mean alleged in the same way that Diddy allegedly did the things he is accused of. So, in essence, he did. Putin did.
I like this right here.
I mean, Diddy did too. So clearly,
Talk to him.
Putin diddied. I mean, Putin did. He did the thing.
Come on.
Putin diddied. With Alexei's death, essentially Russia's near future is tied to how long it takes Parkinson's or cancer to eliminate Putin. Whichever one that he has, or both that he does have, who knows, and is likely doing half the cocaine in Russia to continue functioning. Reminds me of a certain dictator who did a very similar certain thing in the final months and years of his life.
March.
The most pivotal event, in my opinion, for March came in the form of the Baltimore Bridge collapse, a sign of many problems to come, and also a means by which Fox News could go into sport mode with their racism rather than simple drive. Even though, and I cannot stress this enough, blaming DEI for everything literally means white people have to answer for every event, no matter location, pre-90s.
Wait, what?
Because somehow having a freaking boat full of workers not from America is the reason the boat lost power, and not the ship having enough safety and maintenance issues to spawn its own Bible because the rich owners of the vessel cut corners. But you know, why not say it's cause there were sailors from Asia or wherever? This is also funny because I guess that means everyone who spills this DEI bullcrap claiming it's a problem are never going to go on any cruises, like not just in the near future, but like for eternity. Because at any given time, a cruise ship is more populated with Filipinos and other Asian island countries that you might as well smack the Philippines flag on them.
April.
April was just about historic as one can get. Madonna has enough pull to get over 1 million people on a beach for a concert in Brazil. Swifties everywhere rejoiced as Taylor Swift got billionaire status. Trump stood trial on charges, another first for him and his posse. The posse who has actual access to him, not the posse from January 6th.
Would that happen, sir?
The The US House passed a resolution on $95 billion worth of aid to Ukraine, Israel, in a bill to get rid of TikTok. Weird how that doesn't help any fucking American. But the most pivotal. Why
are you talking like that?
Why are you talking like that?
Because this is my voice?
This is my voice.
Moment to happen during this month, in my opinion, has to go to Iran, who tried to blot out the sun with a massive range of missiles at Israel.
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang!
Resulting in little damage thanks to American tax dollars. You're welcome, Israelis. But they did so in response to Israel bombing their embassy in Damascus. Bad, Israel. Bad. And that's the smallest bad you are doing currently. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Iran and Israel fight all the time. Hell, some of you might even say those sand people are always fighting each other. To which I say, you might be racist. Israel and Iran haven't beefed like this in the modern day before. Most attacks were done through proxy forces. This time it was essentially war. Just distance in the fact that big old drunk daddy USA was sort of preventing it from becoming all out. And not because of oil even. They were doing what they could to prevent all out war because A, Biden is old and it was election season. Going to war during election season is how you lose election season. And B, if America does join that war, then Israel would probably cease to exist within a week. And the whole point behind them being supported, no matter what they do, is that they are connection into the region because we do a butt thing with no lube to practically every other country in the region because, and I hate to say this, but I am not justifying it, our government sees everyone in the Middle East the same way your racist uncle does. But in my opinion, it isn't the Gazan atrocities which permanently wounded Israel. They've been doing those for decades. But Iran, with the collapse of Iraq, collapse of Syria, seemingly imminent at the time, Libya still struggling to find its way in a world without poor plastic surgery, and Saudi Arabia basically doing 69 with America, is truly the last real major Islamic force in the region with spit in the game. One could include Pakistan, but they basically fenced it like Turkey. To sum it up, World War III was trending during this time. Just one of the times. In the same year.
May.
May was certainly a fairly packed month as well. When it rains in spring, it pours in a great shit chaos here on Earth, one could say.
That is one big pile of shit.
But the most pivotal event to take this month, in my opinion, was the amazing turn of events coming from the ICC. For those not in the know, the ICC is the International Criminal Court. Essentially, when you do Hitler shit, these are the people the world listens to on making you a worldwide criminal and hopefully punishing you.
Whoa.
And I say hopefully because America doesn't recognize the court's authority most of the time. You want to know why? Because if we did recognize it all the time and give it the actual authority it's theorized to have, Bush would be in jail, Obama would be in jail, Donald would definitely be in jail, and Biden would be tried and then released for being a damn zombie, as considering the man's age, it would almost equal the crimes he has been complicit in to try to sentence him, seeing as his birth year was shortly before the first pile of T-Rex shit. Pow! The ICC issued arrest warrants for Benji Bitch, some of his cronies, and 3 Hamas leaders, which honestly, those last warrants were kind of funny because I think those warrants were issued to 2 dead men at the time. Like literally, they were already dead, confirmed. And the third man we didn't even know where he was or even if he was alive at that point, thinking he could even be dead. And yeah, he basically was, as Israel deployed a drone on him to end his life shortly after bombing out a fucking apartment building. But as they say, fairness and whatnot. This event was pivotal in the sense that basically Benji Bitch can now really only consider Florida a vacation destination. And honestly, that is a pretty powerful sentence in and of itself. I'd rather get 25 to life.
June.
The moment no one could escape in June didn't really come until the month's near end, and that was we all got to experience the secondhand cringe, as well as one of the most horrifying movies since Hereditary, except it wasn't a movie. Most people in the know figured Joe Biden was asleep at the wheel, but it wasn't until this debate that most of the country realized he was committing the crime of DWDAF, which in my imaginary court legal system within my head means driving while dead as fuck. And it was clear that this was a serial crime because dude already was loosey-goosey on the campaign trail before he went on the debate stage and revealed he beat Medicaid when he meant fucking
care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
This fucking debate led to the arrival of Kamala Harris to the ticket a few weeks later, but most importantly of all, gave liberals and NIMBYs everywhere a sense of the same hope which happened with Hillary, showing just like the election, America loves the fucking sequels, even if they are certain to be disasters. And boy oh boy did this sequel suck.
July.
A great many things happened during July. The Brits elected the male version of Elizabeth Warren and Keir Starmer after their quote-unquote DEI rich guy fumbled just like the last dozen or so rich asshole picks. Which honestly, good for them, cause this prick was literally trying to bring back a civil service requirement.
Dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die.
And when those happen, it always seems like the rich kids all develop bone spurs. The Olympics kicked off and showed how uncultured and easy to bother Christian Americans are, which shocked no one. On July 1st, the Court of Unelected Kings and Queens, also known as the Supreme Cunts, further pissed off a major portion of the peasants forced to live under their directive by removing the guardrail, which keeps the president from becoming a monarch in the capacity of their duties. And while, yes, it's insane that this happened because of the short attention spans of most people, as well as the general struggles of our own day-to-day lives, most people saw this as a talking point for the election rather than an event they should have been protesting with the same commitment we saw early on in George Floyd protest. But you know, hell President Trump or whatever. What, I'm just preparing my battle chant skills for their soon to be needed use. Sorry.
August.
The most pivotal moment in August is easy. My birthday, another year around the sun, in an agreement with the time for a 20% increase in back pain, was carried out. In exchange, I got money one day, and around 10 people noticed me and said happy birthday, of which around 7 were family. So essentially, like you, I'm a lonely, sad bitch. Fine. Taylor Swift canceled some shows in Austria due to terror threats. A passenger plane crashed in Brazil, killing everyone on board. Israel killed more imaginary Hamas. Bangladesh placed a Nobel Peace Prize winner in power. Harris accepted her party's nomination and selected America's most likable dad to be her running mate. Google lost an antitrust case in the US. Britain unleashed its right wing to burn down hotels that were nearly unused and hallucinated over the actions of migrants within them, further proving that at the bare minimum, most of the UK is a secret 51st American state, and outside Gordon Ramsay,
That is fucking disgusting.
a good amount of people in that country don't realize migrants are the only reason they aren't eating jellied eel
Disgusting.
every fucking day. And a certain disgraced member of a certain family with a near scientific certainty of absolute craziness revealed that a dead bear was once in Central Park and he had placed it there.
What?
Which, to be fair, a worm did nibble on his brain, literally.
Jesus Christ.
That guy is going to be in charge of the Department of Health and Human Services. We are fucked. With most of the year near gone at this point, you'd think 2024 would begin to slow down, right? Well, no. 2024 was the year of absolute chaos, with major gaps in humanity, and it was also the year this YouTube channel fully got under swing. And I want to thank all of you for joining me. My goal this year is, by the end, for this to be something I can confidently say not only flourishes a thoughtful and logical community, but also because we do live in a society that it provides monetarily enough for me to pursue it daily. That may happen, it may not, but who knows? So may 2025 be your year, and thank you genuinely for watching.
September.
This month, despite the chaos of the American electoral system, is one which carried one message. Earth is getting real sick and we are dealing with the fucking consequences. From southeastern US to tornadoes in the middle of the night in Texas, and massive flooding across Europe to levels which normally take 3 months to accumulate, happening in less than 24 hours in some places. One of the biggest things this proved is that very few places on this earth are prepared for the incoming impacts of climate change. And even then, it is likely we can no longer prepare, only mitigate. So, 50 years from now, I'm going to ask that I be left outside the nursing home in hopes that one of the weekly tsunamis takes me away before I can no longer light my own blunts. Unless I join the right-wing grift market and squeeze out enough money to move to the Netherlands. Sure, Christmas will be awkward for me.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
But America isn't a monolith, and I have accepted that. These hands might be a monolith on someone's face if I encounter that and am not prepared.
October.
Halloween seemed to take hold early, with the scares in October as port workers threatened strikes. Haiti experienced a horrific rise in gang violence, leading to a 120-person massacre in Pointe-Saint. Elon Musk unveiled robots clearly operated by low-paid interns and made a taxi which has no fucking steering wheel, which presents a fairly interesting question I have had for some time now. When is this man getting deported? Didn't he and his Canon event fucking hairline retreat? Overstay and falsify a visa for fucking college? Is he, when are we deporting him is what I'm asking. King Charles went to Australia for the first time as king, and somehow he managed to avoid being eaten by the wildlife there.
Wait, is that Love Handle?
Powerful tropical storms impacted many areas of Asia, with Philippines hit particularly hard near the month's end. Despite all that horror, depending on perspective, because I know an old tycoon could see this video, possibly, not likely, but there is a chance. And call me a crybaby bitch, which is true, but only around 15% of the time because I am usually medicated and avoid looking in the mirror. And I also turn my crying into sweat when in public or talking to a hot guy initially, or when around girls I feel are just a little too hyperbasic for me. But don't worry about that 15%, worry about the remaining 85%. But the month did have some good moments. Love him or hate him, LeBron took the court with his son. becoming the first father-son duo to ever do so, and Mexico elected Claudia Sheinbaum as its first female president. And she condemned the actions of Israel, shocking the news a little when they discovered that not all Jewish people are represented by the government of a country they don't live in just because that government claims to be the speaker of that religion. Which, if you are Catholic, you really shouldn't push that narrative.
November.
This month's most pivotal event is obvious. While I don't consider America a monolith, I do believe our government has a substantial impact on the rest of the world. After all, I often can go on and on about how who we elect matters to everyone because our leaders can pass a law that can destroy another country overnight. Or, invade a country for a lie and kill thousands along with displacing millions and destabilizing a region so bad that a genocide can happen right before our very eyes. And there is a side which is able to put up a quote-unquote legitimate argument on why this genocide must happen. We elected Donald J. Trump and his band of the fake hillbilly idiots back to the fucking White House. And now, more than ever, I think this country has entered a truly unsettling limbo, as many wonder and react to the cabinet picks he makes. Words he says, allies he has gotten right back into threatening, economic impact his impending policies are about to cause, and we are in the position to where we aren't certain if we're gonna do a concentration camp thing. We are fucked. Which is really not a good thing to be uncertain on. And if you can't be worried for humanity's sake, be worried for your lawns, your construction industry, your local farmers, your tourism and public transport industries. Hell, be worried for your fucking taste buds. Taco fucking Tuesdays are in danger. This ain't real tacos. This ain't real tacos. This is real fucking tacos. To which I say to those who say you don't care, bitch, butter isn't the only thing you put on your food, okay? There is an entire aisle in the fucking grocery store dedicated to goddamn seasoning. Sorry, that was aggressive. Just had to get that big fucking insanity off my chest. Oh, and a fucking banana taped to a wall sold for $6.2 million in New York.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
What the actual fuck?
December.
December gave the overall world some last month looks into the already prophesized insane likelihood of next year. And while also freeing us of some of the past, Biden gave his son a pardon, which honestly, based. Because now Hunter can plausibly say, I got pardoned because the entire world had to see my penis.
I'm not kidding, bro. I'm not kidding.
Oh, really?
Or at least in my head, that's the reason. Yeah, if you were curious, the whole Twitter files thing was mostly pictures of Hunter Biden basically living the hangover IRL.
Yeah, listen. We fucked up.
The gun charge was just a bit of an extra reason, some seasoning, one would say.
What? Toodaloo, motherfucker. Hey, you
Assad stepped aside to Moscow. Yeah? Huh? Yeah? No?
Cringe.
Whatever, just subscribe to the channel and like the video. Causing CNN to post an L by showing a prison guard faking as a prisoner as if he was a prisoner for months under the regime, which he wasn't because he was a fucking guard. And though the country's future is uncertain, the world's clearest example of what happens when a testicle gains sentience and you forget to shave the full thing is no longer in power. But obviously the canon event of this month rests in the aftermath to the possible, not confirmed, we still cannot truly say it was him, and I find it despicable that the NYPD has accused good-looking white males in New York of being killers. And Nintendo should sue them, by the way, because they tried to tarnish the great name of Luigi, and Nintendo loves to sue fucking people. The moment the body hit the ground, there was a spark. As unfortunate as it was to need a death to have this spark happen, where practically 95% of the country expressed unity, is unfortunate. But deny, defend, depose. The media, despite all its attempts and narrative control, which has made TikTok more of a valid source of news about the world than fucking channels that have news in their literal name, simply could not convince one person that we should feel angry at the unfortunate incident. And TikTok is the fucking place where this exists.
Seem like the whole city go against me. Every time I'm in the street, I hear.
Because we know that just about every aspect of the wide umbrella of insurance companies, from car insurance to home insurance to life insurance, and most poignant of all considering the situation, health insurance, is absolute bullshit and puts people through the ringer daily. And no matter how hard you fight, no matter how hard you hold on, no matter how right you are, and no matter how much money you give them monthly, you are supposed to die because you are a have-not, or you don't have enough. And that bar of enough is well out of the same universe as most of us will ever experience. In conclusion, Luigi is hot and Hawk Tuah was not as funny as you fucking think. Plus, spitting on that thing immediately is not good technique. I'd recommend a light tongue.
Whoa, 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 hey.
So this was a bit of an exciting year, for sure. Like all years of late, it came with the record breakers on the field and record breakers in climate, economic issues, societal issues, and moments of relief. Hopes and dreams were born and died this year, with some surviving for another round next year. Lives were lost. Lives were started, and many of us had our faith in humanity tested. We cried, we laughed, and we all started disliking different aspects of a messed up world and doing what we could to not only survive, but try to improve that world, even if it was for selfish reasons. But what do I know? I'm just Minx28, and if I had to give 2024 a title, it would most definitely be the hardest year we've ever had, and it took every last nerve for us to make it through Part 2024. And the sequel would be, did we have enough time to build up the nerve to survive Part 2025? I mean, I like to think we did, but let's be real, 2025 is about to be fucking insane.